Hello and welcome everyone. It is time for Jim Comics Top Picks for New Comic Book Day this upcoming Wednesday, January 13th, 2021. New year of 2021. Geez, I sure hope it's better than 2020. It's not looking so good so far. But anyways, big thank you to all my subscribers on YouTube and followers on Instagram. You're all awesome. Say it every week. As usual, I'll run through what I'm looking at, give you my top picks, and then we'll talk about some other stuff at the end. Just going to touch on Star Wars High Republic real quick. Man, that dropped just this past week, and boy, was that a hot book. Talked about that one several months ago and a couple times since, and I know a lot of other people have too. It's not like I'm the only one, but this is why you got to pre-order books, folk. I sure hope you got your copies. I sure hope you pre-ordered it, because that's going to be a big one. Anyways, I also got the Stephanie Hans variant. I had it at work because I wanted to scan it into my computer, and I forgot to bring it home. So anyways, I'll show that in another video, but I did get it. But anyways, I sure hope you got that one. What a good week. There was so many good books out this past week. And in the background, you'll notice I got Eden Skye. I've got issues 1 through 4. This is a Kickstarter program. One of the creators, Jared Bartmeyer, sent me these 4 books. And I'm going to give these away, so I want to touch on it real quick at the beginning to remind everybody, if you're interested in these 4 books, just put down in the comments, enter me in the contest, and I'll pick a winner and mail the 4 of them out. The 5th issue is up on Kickstarter right now. They're about 81% fulfilled. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and support them. I'm going to read you real quick. It's a post-apocalyptic and near-future story. Starting on an Earth, dragons have burst out of the Scaffold Pike region in northern England. Humanity nears extinction. Why this has happened and what the end game is, the world doesn't know. But gathered evidence shows that the answers we seek lie in the heart of the mountain, or so we think. So anyways, it looks like a pretty cool story. I like to support independent artists and creators and stuff, and I got no affiliation with these guys at all whatsoever. So if you want to support them, go ahead and support them. If you don't want to, hey, you're not going to hurt my feelings. But I just thought, he asked if I could show them, and I did. So there you go. Put down in the comments if you're interested in entering those. It looks pretty cool, and I'll ship out all 4 to whoever wins the contest. So good luck, everybody. It looks like a really cool story. The artwork's really good. Oh yeah, and I want to mention some of the artists they got lined up for the cover of issue 5 are Aaron Bartling, John Gang, Esteban Salinas. So, you know, I've had him on my channel. He's a great artist. Christine Chang, Sam Rivera, Caffrey Liggins, and Ryan Kincaid. So he's doing an exclusive with Comics Elite. And Ben Vasquez. So they got some good artists lined up too. So yeah, check that out on Kickstarter if you're interested. I'll put a link down in the comments. But anyways, yeah, so we'll get into what I'm looking at this week. Don't have a ton, but there's some good ones in there. From Image, I got Crossover number 2, the 2nd print. That is out this week. Department of Truth, that's been a hot series, as you know. There's a 3rd print for number 1 out this week, a 2nd print for number 2, and a 2nd print for number 3. So if you're into that series, it looks like a good one. Try to get those multiple printings, because as you know, in the past, a lot of people didn't pay any attention to them. And a lot more shops are starting to bring them in. So if you can find those ones, get those, because they look like good ones. And one of the ones I'm really looking forward to this week is Haha number 1 from creators of Ice Cream Man, and you know how that series really took off. And this series is going to cross over with Ice Cream Man. I think issue 3 or 4. I mentioned that before. But there's 3 covers for this issue number 1. There's your regular cover A, a nice cover B, which was done by the same artist who did the variant for issue 2 of Ice Cream Man. And then you got a blank cover C, which would be good for sketch covers anyway. So, yeah, that looks good. Make sure you get that one. I hope you got that pre-order. That looks like a good one. If you missed out on Ice Cream Man number 1, get that one for sure. From DC, there's a whole bunch of Future State books out this week. I got a couple of them this past week. I got, well, I'll show those in a second, but the Teen Titans number 1 this week, I'm getting that one for sure, because that's the first appearance of Red X in the main DCU, which is because he's showing up as a robot in some book. I can't remember what the hell it was, but it looks like he's going to be kind of become a key figure going forward. So try to pick that one up. Future State Teen Titans number 1, 3 covers for that. You pick what you want. I'm going with cover A. Cover B is nice, but I'm just getting cover A. Try to stick with those now, unless it's a really nice cover. That's it from DC. I know, like I say, there's a whole bunch of different future states. That's the only one I'm getting. I'm not grabbing them all, that's for sure. From Marvel, I only got one book from them I'm looking at, Immortal Hulk 42. There's 3 covers for that one, your regular A and B, as I usually do. And there's a really nice Joe Bennett homage cover for cover C with a Silver Surfer. Man, that's a wicked-ass cover. Kind of a retro cover. I really want to try and get that one. So, anyway, that's it for books this week, folks. So, a lot of these, the ones that my picks this week are that Future State Teen Titans #1, to really try to get that one. Department of Truth #1, the 3rd print. I would, if you can only get one of them, get that one. That one looks like a good one. Haha #1, that looks like I get at least cover A and B. Those are that try to pick that series up for sure, because like I say, that is going to cross over with Ice Cream Man, and we don't know what's going to happen with Ice Cream Man now that Quibi's folded. It looks like it may be being picked up by somebody else, and who knows. But man, I love that series. The Immortal Hulk 42 cover C, Joe Bennett Silver Surfer homage. Really try to get that one if you can. Again, depends. I mean, some shops, even where I am, they're jacking up the prices. The day it comes out, they're jacking it up to $15, $20. And man, does that piss me off. I refuse to shop at shops like that. So, anyways, it's up to you what you do. But, anyways, I just want to I was talking about some other books I got this past week. I want to touch on this Wonder Woman. I picked up Future State Wonder Woman #1, and I know a lot of people are after that Death Metal #7, and I gotta throw my 2 cents in here, folks. I had a chat with Nick about this. I know there's a cameo of her in that book, and also of the new Batman, but it came out the same week as her first full appearance and cover appearance as Wonder. If it had come out a week prior or 2 weeks prior, hey, I'd be all over that book. For me personally, I could give a rat's ass about that Death Metal 7, because it's a cameo that came out the same week as her first full appearance. This is the book I got. If you want to load up on Death Metal 7, go for it, but I didn't. So just throwing that out there. I obviously got my crossover #3. Boy, I really enjoyed that. And that's going places, folks. Hold on with that one. Obviously got my Valkyries #1. I'm enjoying that, actually, a lot more than I thought I would. Talking about Batman, I picked up my next Batman as well, and you know, a bunch of other books, but those are just some of the ones I got this past week. Just wanted to show those off because I haven't put a video for a couple weeks. So one I want to talk about, and this is kind of interesting because it's funny, I tend to drop stuff in videos and see if people are paying attention. But a few weeks ago, in one of my previous videos, I showed this Empire Strikes Back sketchbook, and the art in here is by Joe Johnson, who was the art director, and his assistant Nilo Rodis Himero. I hope I'm not butchering his name, but anyways, this artwork in here is the artwork. He did all the storyboards and character designs, ship designs that the modelers used and everything else, so he's a pretty important guy. And a lot of the artwork in here is what Al Williamson based his artwork on for doing these The Empire Strikes Back comic books, which had to be drawn long before the movie came out, obviously, because it was released, that was actually released before the movie. And I showed Yoda in my last, if you remember, I showed Yoda, so there was these sketches of Yoda. And then if you look at this one, I showed this one, the final Yoda design. You look, he kind of looks almost like an elf. I want you to pay close attention to that image. So he looks kind of like an evil elf in that image. So that's what Williamson based his artwork for this comic book. So there's this book, and then there's Marvel Super Special #16, which is quoted as being your first Boba Fett. I think this one is, to be honest, but I'll show you why in a second. In here, you get when Luke Skywalker goes to Dagobah and meets up with Yoda, you'll notice what Yoda looks like. He's purple in here, and he also looks like exactly like the final artwork that Joe Johnson did for the storyboards and the costume design and everything else for the movies. And the only place you find purple Yoda is in this pocketbook edition of The Empire Strikes Back, which came out May 1980. It actually came out before the movie. The Marvel Super Special #16 is basically this exact same story, except Yoda was redrawn and appears as the green Yoda, which you see in the movies. And the same thing happened. And if you crack open your Star Wars number 42, you'll notice that Yoda is also redrawn in there. I'm going to put an image of the page on the screen so you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. So here's, I'm going to try and hold the book over on this side and then put the image over here. You'll see that Yoda, that exact same page is here. He's purple, but in the comic book and Marvel Super Special number 16, he's been redrawn in green. So it means one of two things. Either this book had already been printed, and because of the cost of binding and everything else, they didn't want to reprint the book, and it came out the same time as the magazine, or this one came out before the magazine, and then the magazine and the comics, well, the comics are reprinted from the magazine, so the magazine would have had to have been redrawn. So I guess the point of this is, if you got this this pocketbook edition, don't discount it. I think this is the only place you're going to find Purple Yoda, and with everything Star Wars being super hot and collectible these days, that is one you want to really try and hunt down. I'm not saying go run out and buy every copy off eBay. Don't do that, folks. Again, look for these in used bookstores and thrift shops and that type of place, because you'll find some of them out there. Because a lot of people are thinking that Marvel Super Special 16 is the one to own, but for me personally it's this one, because this is the only place where you get Purple Yoda, which is based on the images from Joe Johnston, who was the art director for Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back, and worked closely with George Lucas. So, and you can see, I showed you his drawing in there. That's an important one. Just cracked open a can of worms there. But anyways, try to look for that if you can. Like I say, this is the pocketbook. You can see the size difference there. Try to hunt that down if you can. And remember, folks, put down in the comments if you're interested in entering the contest for this Eden Skye, and I'll pick a winner next week. There you go, folks. Talk to you later. Happy hunting. Bye for now.